very good evening to you and a happy new year. This is Dalsan TV English News and my name is Abdulrazak Ali. We have a lot lined up for you, but first let's have a look at some of the stories that are making headlines here in Somalia. Sodmo Commissioner inspects ongoing construction in Medina Hospital in Mogadishu. Puntland Dispute Resolution and Vetting Committee to release list of region's MPs. Prime Minister Barre announces removal of Mogadishu roadblocks in 2024. And a high-profile Al-Shabaab leader surrenders to the Somali military in southwest state. Now, welcome back to this edition of Dalsan TV English News. The Somali National Disaster Management Agency Commissioner Mohammed Muallim Abdullah has conducted a thorough inspection of the ongoing construction of the Medina Hospital in Mogadishu on Saturday. The visit aimed to assess progress of the hospital's construction project and assure its successful operation. Somali National Disaster Management Agency Commissioner Mohammed Muallim Abdullah on Saturday visited the largest trauma care center at Medina General Hospital. The purpose of the visit was to inspect the progress of ongoing construction of the hospital. During his visit, the commissioner engaged talks with senior management of the hospital on the acceleration of the construction works. Commissioner Muallim also had the opportunity to witness the progress of the hospital's construction, engage in productive conversation with senior management, and speak directly with the skilled engineers involved in the project.
waxaan isbitaalkan keenay dhaawacyo ka yimid beledweyne, dhaawac ka yimid Maxaas, dhaawac ka yimid Baardheere, dhaawac ka yimid Laascaanood, waxaan kaloon keenay dhaawacyadii Zoobe. Runtii waxaan xasuustaa inay culays weyn uu ku hayay.
The commissioner also toured various other parts of the hospital which are undergoing renovation and called on the Somali people to actively participate in the construction of this critical facility, which he said serves as a boost for the country's healthcare system. Medina Hospital is one of the two major hospitals in Mogadishu that handles emergencies on trauma and emergency maternal medicine. The facility also treats war-wounded patients and expectant mothers. Now, elsewhere in a official statement on Saturday, the Somali Prime Minister, that is Hamza Abdi Barre, revealed plans for the complete removal of roadblocks across the streets of Mogadishu in the coming year 2024. Somalia Federal Government Prime Minister Hamza Abdi Barre has pledged the government will remove the several roadblocks erected in the capital Mogadishu in January 2024. Speaking at a meeting convened by Banadi Regional Administration to discuss and highlight the significant progress made in advancement its security in the capital, Premier Barre noted that the roadblocks were causing untold suffering to the Somali people. He underscored the importance of cooperation between the different security forces and members of the public to counter criminal activities in the capital Mogadishu. The Premier urged the Somali people to volunteer information on any suspicious individual within their midst in a bid to prevent loss of lives and destruction of property. The meeting was attended by senior government officials including Mogadishu Mayor Yusuf Hussein Madale and high-ranking military and police personnel. Mogadishu has in previous years endured closure of roads and congestion caused by roadblocks mounted by security forces to prevent the infiltration into the city. However, the closure has in some instances forced enraged officers to fire indiscriminately at road users and motorists in an attempt to clear the road, but ended up in a tragic loss, precious human lives. Now in Puntland region, Puntland's Dispute Resolution and Vetting Committee is set to unveil the long-awaited list of lawmakers chosen to represent the region's assembly. Puntland's Dispute Resolution and Vetting Committee will today release the list of lawmakers selected for the region's assembly. The members of the committee, whose mandate will lapse today, had disagreed on whether the list of SSC Katumo members should be included in the list of the upcoming Puntland lawmakers. Some of the members of this committee recommended members from the Katumo state be excluded from the list. The state's leader, Saeed Abdullah Deni, insists that the list of the lawmakers to be 66 MPs, claiming that SSC Katumo is part of the Puntland election process. Deni urges the committee to include SSC members in the list announcement. The remark of Deni comes days after over 30 traditional elders from regions backed the decision by SSC Katumo to exclude their members from the selection of Puntland state MPs. SSC Katumo elders recently announced that they will not participate in the selection process for the upcoming Puntland parliamentarians. Puntland elders also suggested that the members of Puntland Dispute Resolution and Vetting Committee representing SSC Katumo resign. Now next to our last story, a senior Al-Shabaab commander has on Saturday surrendered to the Somali National Army, dealing a big blow to the Islamist group that has in the recent been facing. A senior Al-Shabaab commander has on Saturday surrendered to the Somali National Army, dealing a blow to the Islamist group that has in recent been fighting turbulence in defection and defeat. Samo Ibrahim, a front leader of Al-Shabaab, gave himself to the Somali Army's 60th Battalion in Southwest Regional State, adding to the list of growing Al-Shabaab high-profile troops defecting to the Somali government. Ibrahim, who was the head of the group's operation in southern region, surrendered himself to the Somali military whilst carrying an AK-47 rifle and several other rounds of ammunition. Samo, who was with the group for 5 years, said that he has denounced the group's ideology of killing innocent people and wanton destruction. He worked for the group for 5 years before deciding to surrender himself to the Somali military personnel. Military officials who spoke to the media said they will welcome any Al-Shabaab operative who is all ready to ditch the group's ideology and surrender to compliance with the President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud's amnesty for defectors. Turbulence in defection and defeat.